ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah's blessings and peace be upon you. We're still exploring the qualities of Awliyaullah, how to become the better version of ourselves, better Muslims, better human beings. I always say you can't be a good Muslim unless you become a good human being. One of the qualities he was known is humility, modesty. He was a humble person. He was a person who would entertain children and talk to them and listen to little girls in Medina, boys, and they would show him things that you can't imagine how a leader, a prophet, a ruler, a messenger of God was so humble with his friends, companions. Humility in Islam, at-tawadu', is a quality of the believers. Allah praises those who are humble, who walk on earth with humility. وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Allah says, those who walk humble, not arrogant, on earth, these are the worshippers, Ibadur Rahman, of the most merciful. And they manifest the mercy of Allah, including Awliyaullah. Awliyaullah are the best worshippers of the merciful, of the most merciful. It is said that لا يشار إليهم بالبنان. They are so humble that people don't know who they are. They don't point their fingers towards them. Awliyaullah, they are not known, only Allah knows them. And that's why Allah says in the Quran, تِلْكَ الدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ نَجْعَلُهَا لِلَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ عُلُوًّا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فَسَادًا. Allah says that akhirah is for the people who are not seeking, to be high on earth, or compete or outrival God in their greatness or corrupt on earth. وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. And the outcome is for those who have taqwa consciousness. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, الْمُسْلِمُ أَخُو الْمُسْلِمِ التَّقْوَى هَا هُنَا. And he mentioned مَالُهُ وَدَمُهُ وَعِرْضُهُ haram. His honor and dignity, all of this should be held as part of taqwa consciousness of the rights of your fellow human being, the right of Muslims. And Allah, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ أَوْحَى إِلَيْهِ أَن تَوَاضَعُوا حَتَّى لَا يَفْخَرَ أَحَدٌ عَلَى أَحَدٍ وَلَا يَبْغِي أَحَدٌ عَلَى أَحَدٍ. He said, Allah has revealed to me that you should be humble and should not be boastful on one another or look down upon each other. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in that famous hadith, مَا نَقَصَتْ صَدَقَةٌ مِّن مَال وَمَا زَادَ اللَّهُ عَبْدًا بِعَفْوٍ إِلَّا عِزَّةً وَمَا تَوَاضَعَ أَحَدٌ لِلَّهِ إِلَّا رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that charity does not decrease wealth. That when you forgive, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you more honor. And then when you humble, Allah raises you in the eyes of His creation. So tawadu', modesty, humility raises us in the eyes of Allah and His angels. And awliyaullah know this is a person who is worthy of respect and dignity. And this is why humility leads us to the pleasure of Allah. Also, and the pleasure of Allah, Rid Allah, is the best thing to get. And also the love of Allah. It is one of the reasons to become, and one of the ways to come closer to Allah. Humility, because Allah raises you, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, it is one of the reasons and ways for happiness in this life and the hereafter. Also, there is barakah in everything when you are humble. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the best example. He was humble with his family. He sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to help them. كان في خدمة أهله في مهنة أهله. He would help them washing, and you know what a man would do when he helps his wife at home with the children. That would include even cleaning the children, cleaning the house. He used to do that. Unless salat is called, he would go for salat. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to clean his clothes, and he used to milk the sheep. And also he used to do things many people wouldn't want to do because they think their status, because of their status, they cannot do that. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was humble with his companions. Many stories we can relate here. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam would work with them. When they built the masjid, he was building with them. and he used to sing this nasheed with them. Allahumma اغفر للأنصار والمهاجرة اللهم لا عيش إلا عيش الآخرة. There are many ways to show his humility sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never claimed divinity as Fir'aun did. He never claimed anything. He says, I am a simple person. And one time he actually used to tell people, do not stand up when I come. They would stand up. He said, don't do that. نهاهم عن الوقوف. Stay. That's an act of humility. And one time, of course, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a man stood up and he was scared of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, هون عليك فإني لست بملك إنما أنا ابن امرأة من قريش كانت تأكل القديد. Calm down. I am not a king. I am a son of a woman who used to eat qadid, is dry meat. Usually poor people would keep meat and dry it and add spices, like they do in some cultures, because it lasts. And he used to eat. So I am a son of a woman who's simple. Sayyidina Umar, there are many examples of Sahaba, how he entered Jerusalem when he was called to come to Jerusalem. He was taking turn over a donkey or a mule with his assistant or companion or servant. And actually, by the time they entered Jerusalem, it was the turn of the servant. And he didn't care about the comments, and people said, they were shocked. This is the leader of the Muslims, the Muslim nation that have extended in the time of Sayyidina Umar. And they said, he is walking and his servant is riding. What kind of leader is this? With their humility, they changed the world. With their modesty, they sent a message that it doesn't matter what's outside the shell, it's what's inside. Value is given to the heart, not to the shell. And of course, many stories. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz has many examples. The story of him standing and fixing the lamp when he had guests and light went off, and they offered. They said no. They said, we'll bring servants. He said no. He fixed the light when he was writing the letter. I can quote many stories, but at the end of the day, unless we are humble, unless we are modest, unless we equip ourselves with these qualities, we can't claim to be Awliya Allah or friends of Allah. Allah loves those who humble themselves. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون